Thank you all for being here this evening for our Common Application virtual summer study fair. My name is Mark Hunsberger. I'm the program director here at Equity Arc. I'm also accompanied by my colleague Paige Kerrigan, who is our operations manager. Have a lot of great stuff to share with you tonight. We have 23 different partners that will be here to present with us, who are all part of our Common Application program. Just want to give you a quick overview of the ground we'll cover for tonight. On the agenda, I'll share a quick overview of Equity Arc for those of you who may be new to our organization and what we do, a brief overview of the Common Application as a whole, what its intent is, what it offers to students and musicians. You'll hear from Emily Brown, who is the Vice President of Operations and Artistic Planning at Luzerne Music Center, one of our Common Application partners. A presentation about Summer Study 101, best tips and practices for navigating the summer study process, essentially. Then you'll get to hear brief presentations, 4 to 5-ish minutes from each of our partners who are here tonight about what makes their program unique and what they offer. And then we'll try to spend the last 15 to 20-ish minutes or so in breakout rooms so that you can navigate connecting with programs you're interested in or maybe trying to learn more about. So we'll get rolling and I'll share a little more details as we go. A little more about Equity Arc. Our mission is to champion and create equitable opportunities for aspiring classical musicians from underrepresented ethnicities. We do this in a number of ways. We do it through collaboration. We work with partners and organizations, institutions, and musicians across the country. We work to recognize and remove barriers and turn those into opportunities for access for young musicians. We really center artistic excellence at the core of what we do, realizing that musicians need to be able to meet the artistic expectations of our field in order to be successful. And then we think about all of this through holistic support, trying to meet musicians where they are at different stages of their unique musical journey. So we recognize that there are shared challenges each musician will encounter, but there's also a lot of shared experiences along the way. And we think about this journey in 3 stages. So there's musical foundations, which is where access, you could think, begins and futures start to be shaped. The intensive training years, which is where probably many of you or many of your children are right now, where they're kind of developing their technical skills. They're developing their musical identities. They're figuring out where they want to go with their careers. That could be the pre-college space or the college space. And then we also think about the emerging professional stage. So that's where our network and our mentors can help musicians kind of launch their careers and get started. And we see our role across all of these stages to really provide resources and programs that help nurture the musical and artistic excellence of these musicians, that help build their networks, that opens doors to meaningful opportunities, and also helps enable musicians to build both sustainable and fulfilling careers in music. And you'll see on the other side here, the screen, we do this through a number of programs. Our Pathways Orchestra and Wind Symphony, our national youth ensembles that are focused on artistic and musical excellence, mentorship from professional musicians, networking, and also professional development. Our Common Application for Summer Study is why you're all here this evening, which is great. Helps provide access and also remove financial barriers for students to really get access to incredible summer study programs across the country. We realize how essential that is to the development of young musicians who are really serious, and excited we can make that available to them. Our Collegiate Access for Young Musicians is now, it's a virtual series now in its second year. Registration just opened last week. It'll happen in February, between February and April, really designed to help students or parents navigate the college application and audition process and then connect with institutions and representatives. We have an instrument fund, which helps provide funding for students to get access to high quality instruments as they pursue next stages of their musical development. And then we also host a national convening. So we bring together professionals from across the field each year to collectively work toward advancing equity in classical music. Quick overview of the Common Application, and some of the pictures you see are from our program partners. So that could be you in the future if you're there and happen to get captured in the act of making music with them. The Common App is open to any BIPOC musician. It is a free, streamlined application process. This year, we have 29 program partners. They are each listed as a separate program within the Common Application, and they all have individual program deadlines. So you have the ability to apply to each program by their deadline instead of all of your applications have to be in by January 1st. So a lot of flexibility there in helping you navigate the application audition process. We offer kind of consolidated audition requirements. You can find these on our website to look a little more in detail. Some programs we call List 1 require solo music and also excerpts. We have a shared excerpt list, which is on our website, that our program partners agree to accept excerpts from. You can also choose to use the Common App and use their specific audition excerpts if you would like. So you could visit their website, find out what their specific requirements are, and use them through the Common App or use the shared list. List 2 programs just require 6 to 20 minutes of contrasting music. And then some programs do have an individual list. Maybe they're chamber music specific or have something a little unique in what they're offering. And there are scholarship opportunities. Each of our program partners commits to at least one full tuition scholarship for a student that is accepted through the Common Application. So that means that you have to be good enough to get into the program and meet the level and expectation that they have in order to be eligible for a scholarship. But a great opportunity there. And exciting for this year, we're going to host the Common Application in our new Equity Arc portal. The portal is going to become a hub for us. For the Common App, it'll offer greater matchmaking and search functionality. So you'll be able to kind of see a snapshot of each program on their profile before you apply to them. It's going to be home to our growing community for Equity Arc. So eventually, as we build out this portal in the next couple of phases, we'll have more opportunities to share. There'll be opportunities to connect with other musicians, maybe collegiate educators, kind of become like a hub for all of our work. And it'll also be a space where we'll host all of our programs as well. So for applications for our ensembles moving forward or any other program we have, it'll kind of be like your one-stop shop. And the last thing I'll share here is that season 5 of the Common App is launching soon. We're putting the final touches on some of that. So keep an eye out in your email and our social media for when the official launch date happens. In the meantime, I'd encourage you to visit our website, look at our repertoire lists, and you can get started preparing your auditions. For questions, I will ask you to wait until the end. You can connect with me if you have a specific question about the Common App when we go to the breakout session. You can message me in the Zoom chat if you like. You can also email me, just mark@equityarc.org. And then I would also say in terms of questions for specific programs, you could message them directly, but you could also wait. I would also encourage you to wait and connect with them at the end just so we can move through the presentations pretty efficiently. And with that, I'm very happy to turn it over to Emily Brown.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining tonight. I'm Emily. I'm the VP of Operations at Luzerne Music Center. I'm just here tonight to chat a bit about navigating the summer study process from choosing a program to the enrollment process and preparing for your summer study, and even what to expect while you're at your summer study. For the last decade at Luzerne, I was the primary contact for all of our caregivers for both prospective and enrolled students. So I've communicated with a lot of families about this over the years. The first step in the summer study process is going to be really learning about the options and the programs that are out there. You're definitely taking a great step by coming to this presentation tonight to learn more about the Common Application partners. And I would encourage you just to read through Equity Arc's materials to learn more about each partner program. The QR code here will take you to the Equity Arc website where all of the programs have kind of a write-up about what we offer. You can also visit the program's websites directly for whatever you're most interested in. Overall, the number one thing that I would stress throughout the presentation tonight is just to be in communication with whatever programs you're looking at. If you have questions, always reach out. I don't think anyone from a summer festival will get upset when a caregiver reaches out to ask questions about the program. We understand that you're trusting us with the most precious thing in your life, your kid. And we want you to feel comfortable and feel like you have an understanding of what our program is, what we offer, and who we are, and what their time at that program will look like. My personal recommendation Emails are great. I send a lot of emails to camper families, especially if you have logistical concerns or questions about the program. But if you're interested in getting to know the administrator or the program a bit more, I'd recommend giving them a call. Talking on the phone can just allow for a little bit more personal of a conversation, can have a little bit more kind of organic conversation. I have a lot of parents ask me, like, what questions have I not asked that you normally get asked, or what's information that you can tell me, basically. And that just helps you kind of get some further insight there. In terms of choosing a program, probably starting around now as the Common Application is soon to be opened up, you'll begin looking at different programs, and there's a lot of different factors that you can consider when choosing the right program for you for the summer. Some of the largest differences here are, what is the type of program? Is it a day program or an overnight program? I definitely recommend starting here, as it's probably the biggest distinction. Obviously, if it's day program, you'll be limited by things like location. The other thing is, what instruments are accepted. Some programs will have just orchestral instruments, some will include band instruments or have saxophone or euphonium, harp programs. Do they have a piano studio? Do they not? So obviously, you have to make sure that your instrument is included in their program. The location of the program. So if the program is an overnight camp, how close is it to you? This is a rough map of where the Common App partners are. So they're definitely more in the Northeast. If the program is further away from you, will you fly to get there? How will you get there with everything that you need for the camp, including your instrument? For those of you with larger instruments, tuba, bass, just some logistical concerns for you to kind of start thinking through as you're looking at programs. Something else that you can consider and look at is the size of the program. Is the program roughly 100 people or 1,000 people or somewhere in between? That might impact the attention that you receive, or just the community and your network opportunities as well. Is the environment of the campus? Is it in the woods? Is it on a college campus, in a city? Where will you feel most comfortable when you're learning too? Something else is the specialty of the program. Is it specifically a music program? Is it a larger fine arts program? Do they have other kind of disciplines, other arts, dance, theater, things like that? Who are the faculty and the staff that are working at the festival? That's likely going to be information that's available on their website, so I'd encourage you to do some digging and searching there. Maybe there's a faculty member that teaches at a university that you're interested in getting to know a little bit better. That can be a great opportunity, and during summer study, to go and study with them for a week or a couple weeks. And then also the focus of the program. Is there a focus on chamber music? Is it a large ensemble focus or solo development, or maybe a little bit of all of the above, right? So whatever you're interested in really kind of diving into in the summer. And then lastly, I would also talk about, just having awareness of what's the intensity of the program. How much downtime is there? What does that downtime look like? So also some things that could be like, are there traditional summer camp activities like tie-dye, campfires, etc.? And something else is, some programs are tech-free. So you might not have access to a cell phone or a laptop, things like that. Does that interest you, or would you rather not have that? Again, there's a lot of different factors there. All of them are going to be individualized to you, but I think that list and kind of going through, like, what is your ideals, and then looking at these programs to figure out what the best match is for you and trying to find a program that aligns with those. Aside from that, at the end of the day, it's just going to be picking what feels best for you. Again, if you have questions about a program, talk to someone from that program. And another thing there is, if you know someone who has gone to that program before, ask them about their experience. That way you can get a firsthand account from them. And it might give you some more kind of unfiltered insight into that program and their experience there. I would also encourage you to try different programs. You may be able to go to multiple programs during one summer, provided dates don't overlap in there. And even from year to year, going to different programs can expand your network of faculty that you're working with, potentially people that you're meeting, and it can just kind of give you some different experiences too. After you go through this list and you've kind of narrowed down what programs you're interested in, you'll want to go through and submit your applications. As we're looking kind of at that, please make sure that you are tracking the deadlines for these programs. Mark mentioned that different programs will have different deadlines for submission, and you don't want to miss an opportunity just because you missed a deadline for a program. So write it in your calendar, set a reminder, especially for your like top choice programs. Really make sure that you're staying on top of those deadlines. After you go ahead and you submit your applications, you'll begin receiving back decisions from programs. Some programs might have a rolling admission process and you might hear fairly quickly. Other programs, they might wait until their application's closed to get back to you. Unfortunately, the timing of different programs will vary. And so the most important thing, again, would be keeping track of which programs you've heard from, who you're still waiting to hear from. Again, you can use a calendar, you can use a reminders app, you can even track this in a spreadsheet too if you're applying to a lot of different programs and it's a lot to kind of keep track of there. But I would say just trying to keep track of those dates and deadlines. I would say please, please be courteous to a program and respond by the deadline that they give when they send out an admissions decision. If you need an extension from a program, you can ask for one. They might not be able to give it to you, but you might as well ask. Um, and similarly to that, I also want to know if you're really interested and have a top choice program, but you need more financial aid in order to make that work, and in order to attend for your family, you can always reach out and ask if there could be additional scholarship support. You can explain that, you're really my first choice program, but as it is, you wouldn't be able to attend. That might not work, but depending on the program, it doesn't hurt to ask. We know that summer study can be expensive, and all of our programs here are a part of that common application. We want our programs to be accessible for families. That is important to us. So I would definitely encourage you to, speak up if that's something that your family needs. Um, I would also say, before kind of going through and making a decision, enrolling in a program, I would encourage you to read through that program's policies first. Again, like I mentioned, they might have a technology policy, a clothing policy, a housing policy, that might influence your decision and whether you want to enroll or not. Again, I really want to stress here, if you know you're not going to go to a program and you have already heard back from them, please let them know as soon as possible so that they can accept other students. When that program offers you an acceptance, they are holding that spot for you, and they may be keeping other students on a wait list. So please, please reply as soon as you can and let us know if you're not going to join a program. If you're not attending, you can just share that you're going to another program. Or, if you would like to share a reason, you can, but you definitely don't have to. It can be a really simple email just stating that you won't be attending that program. Once you've gone through, you've kind of made your decision on which program you want to join and be a part of, it's time to start getting ready for the summer. So, sending your student to camp for the first time can be kind of a nerve-wracking experience for both students and their caregivers. So one thing that can really help students thrive at camp is making sure that they're prepared and that they have what they need. So read through the materials that program sends, use that camp's packing list for their recommendation of what is needed, maybe their special activities or kind of special recommendations that they have. I will say packing lists typically are just that. They're a recommendation and you know your child the best. And so if there's something missing from that packing list that you think they'll need, definitely pack that. It's better to be over prepared. And as you're packing for camp, I would always recommend that you pack together so the student also knows where they can find things while they're at camp. And finally, I would also always recommend labeling everything, especially with overnight camps. Students are going to be in a shared living space. Those rooms can get a little messy. Teenage kids at that, a bunch of them in one space. So just encourage, have everything labeled so that they can find things easily if it all gets mixed up. Um, Another factor with sleepaway camps, especially, is that students will, sometimes feel homesick. These are my personal tips I share with our camper families on trying to help combat homesickness and making a transition to a sleepaway camp easier for students. The number one piece of advice I always give is to do a trial run. You can plan a weekend for your camper with maybe family or friends without caregivers so that they can help kind of prepare for having that experience in the summer. Um, I always also always recommend talking with them before they go away for the summer. So let them know that, it's normal if they do feel homesick while they're at a camp or a festival, and give them, you can go through some strategies of things that they can do to feel better. So, some that we always recommend is, potentially packing a game that they really enjoy playing while they're at home with family, with friends. They can bring that and then they can play that with friends at camp with their counselor and have a little bit of home with them. And then, I would also always just encourage your child to speak to their counselor about their feelings. Our counseling staffs are trained to help campers, and they'll brainstorm ways to support them specifically. And so, finding a trusted adult in that program that they can talk and connect to. Um, and then, just talk with your kid too in advance about why you think that camp's going to be a good experience for them, sharing that they're going to learn a lot, and try to help get them excited for going away to camp. And then also just being proactive. If you think that your child might be homesick when they go away to camp, connect with someone from the program before the summer even starts. They can talk through their policies. Do they typically call families if this comes up? Do they kind of have those conversations? Do they let kids talk to family members if they're feeling homesick? Things like that. Um, and the last thing I want to just talk about is making the most of your experience at camp. Even like a 4-week camp, a 6-week camp, that sounds like a long time, but it really does fly by. And summer camp is a great opportunity for fun, and it's also an opportunity for networking. Both things happen at the same time, and so connect with the other students that are there, connect with the faculty members that you're working with. Even if you don't work with them directly, you can get to know the other adults there. Utilize your downtime, take advantage of extra classes, set up meetings, ask questions. It's just such a unique environment where there's so many professionals in a music field coming together in one space. After summer is over, stay in touch with the people that you meet there. You can send emails to faculty members, keep the administration informed of any big wins. If you have competition wins or opportunities, we like to hear what our students have been up to as well. And most importantly, stay in touch with your fellow campers. People say all the time, but the music world is a small community. And I still come across people that I went to summer camp with now in this role. And just having those connections can really help set you up for success and a career in music. I also just wanted to note, if you're away at camp and your experience isn't what you expected, while you're at a festival, I would really encourage you, again, like I mentioned, finding an adult, finding a trusted adult that you can talk to. It could be a teacher, a staff member, a counselor. All of those people want to help you and want to make sure that you are having a great experience at their program. And hopefully they're able to make changes so that you can have a better experience at the program. So I think it's really just that theme again, communicating during the program, communicating after. And summer camp's a great opportunity. I know the process for summer study, it can be a little overwhelming, but I hope you feel like you have a little bit better of an idea of how to navigate that and maybe learn a few tips. If you have any questions, obviously, Mark, I'll share my email later too. I'm happy to connect them too.
Thank you so much, Emily. Appreciate your insight. Lots of good perspective and tips and tricks in there. I like the communication piece. I like that a lot. Thanks for sharing that. Some good insight about, advocating and making sure you're having a good experience at camp too. Happy to open up presentations from our partners now. We will start with the Chamber Music Institute at Chamber Music Intensive, excuse me, at the Cleveland Institute of Music.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Arnold. I'm program director at the Cleveland Institute of Music for summer programs. And I'm going to take you quickly through what summer programs is at CIM. It's now actually called Summer Institute. I have to get used to that. So CIM, for those that may not know, it's Cleveland Institute of Music. It's in Cleveland, Ohio, where I'm actually from and grew up. And we host 3 weeks of programs per summer in 2 sessions. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 2 of those programs, which is the first one, which is CMI at CIM, which is really called the Chamber Music Intensive at CIM for string players, for violin, viola, cello, and bass. And then the CIM Summer Brass Lab for brass players, trumpet, French horn, trombone, and tuba. So CMI at CIM has expanded this year. Last summer, we hosted about, I would say, 5 groups, I believe, 4 to 5 groups. And we have decided that it was such a success that we don't want to turn many people away because of the limitations. So we've expanded the ages. We're now 12 to 24. For the regular 1-week intensive, but we also have an advanced string quartet program, which is going to be ages 18 and up. Basically, CMI at CIM is a week-long chamber music program intensive. So this is kind of a schedule I put together, but you have an individual lesson, music enrichment courses, of course, chamber music rehearsal, master classes, coachings, and then we always end the day with a social activity. Our lead faculty for this is me. I'm a violist, I should also say that. Unsung Ko and Daniel Pereira, who just joined us on cello. Then we go to the advanced string quartet program. Now, this is similar to what has been done in the past. It is coached by Todd Phillips and Darren Cian Lee. And this program is what we are moving forward, which is with a tuition-free program for 3 to 4 groups. This program in particular, you would play a full string quartet. The other program, you would probably play 1 to 2 movements of a string quartet or trio, or probably trio or string quartet. We're not going to do any duos. But the advanced string quartet program is for intensive study of a full string quartet, ages 18 and up. You can have a preformed group, but the weeks are together, and you will interact. Both programs will interact together. So also for the advanced string quartet program, there are no private lessons. This one has a conductorless chamber orchestra that is led by Todd Phillips. Okay, and then Summer Brass Lab. So this one is a new program for us. We've been talking about it for a bit, but a new program. And this is for high school aged brass players. You have to be entering grade 9. You can graduate, but you have not attended college yet. So ages 14 to 18 is our age group for that. And this is a full day of warm-ups, master classes, lessons, music enrichment courses, and we end with a social activity as well. This is a way for also for people who may have not gotten into excerpt learning yet, orchestra excerpt learning. This is a great program for that. There will be portions of that in addition to the chamber music. And our lead faculty for that is Brian Wendell and Sebastian Vera, both on the CIM brass faculty, trombone faculty. Yes, so one thing I wanted to say as someone who has attended a lot of the programs that are going to be talking today, which is awesome, a former student of those and taught at some of those. wherever you choose, as Emily was saying before, you want to make sure this is the right fit for you. It's also a great way if you're thinking of exploring some of these programs that are college or conservatories or whatever, just like CIM. It's a great way to get to know the campus and what your future could look like. So I just take that moment and I'm in Dublin, Ireland right now. I'll probably stay awake because I'm excited to listen to everybody's presentation. And I look forward to talking with anyone who has questions later.
Thanks so much, Jen. Up next is Ascent Festivals.
Hello, everyone. My name's Peter. I'm the operations manager at Ascent. I'm just going to share my screen so we can see my presentation. Okay. Hello. I'm a part of Ascent Music, and I'm so excited and happy to be able to present tonight with the Common App. It's a great partnership that we're so happy to have. We offer a number of different festivals that can kind of suit the needs of different students and sort of different things that you might be looking for. So the main festivals we offer are a 1 week intensive cello festival, as well as a 1 week intensive viola festival. Our viola festival this year, we are adding 2 violinists looking to learn viola. If you've ever been sort of curious about starting the instrument and you don't have any skills on viola at this point, we're offering sort of a program to introduce you to viola as a violinist. And then our sort of main festival that we offer is our 3 week chamber music festival for violinists, violists, and cellists. Our age range is age 13 to 30. And we are quite an intensive festival. We accept 70 students essentially to each separate festival. And so here are the dates. We actually have one additional cello festival that happens the week before our intensive festival called the Complete Cellist, which offers a little something different. It's a more holistic week where you work with our faculty, mainly led by Dr. Melissa Kraut, and she goes through sort of both cello playing, you get lots of learning, but also sort of how to be healthy with your instrument, healthy in life, these sort of things. And then our cello and viola festival overlap for a week, and then our chamber festival, as you can see there. We are on the beautiful Western Reserve Academy, which is a boarding high school out in Hudson, Ohio, which is just about 30 minutes south of Cleveland. It's a beautiful city, very safe. Our students love sort of walking from the campus to the little downtown area that has lots of little restaurants and shops that they can go to. And it's a great place to perform as well, which I will get into in the next slide. So the main things we provide during your time with us is every festival has 2 45-minute private lessons a week with our faculty that range from top music schools all over the country: San Francisco Music Conservatory, Indiana University, Juilliard, many different schools. I'd recommend you check the website to see our full faculty list. Alongside this, every week there are a number of group classes. So at our cello viola festivals, there's a morning technique class that is run every morning for our students with our faculty, as well as a weekly studio class to perform in. And in our chamber festival, a number of chamber classes. We currently have the Catalyst Quartet, a Grammy nominated string quartet that runs sort of our chamber portion of the program. And they're an amazing quartet that runs a number of classes. As well as this, we always make sure to schedule practice time. So you have 3 hours every morning that is dedicated for your practice, so you can focus on all the stuff you're learning in all these classes that primarily happen in the afternoon. I mentioned the Catalyst Quartet, and then the other main thing is we are able to offer tons of performance opportunities. If you or your child are looking to perform a lot, to perform your solo music that you're working on, or to get to perform chamber music more. These sort of things. We offer a number of performances both on campus in our Rising Artist concert, but also in outreach. So we have a number of connections in the community to go in and get lots of chances to perform your music for a community that's really welcoming and wanting to hear our young artists perform. And on top of all of this, we offer a number of enrichment seminars in each of our festivals, such as orchestral excerpt classes, career classes talking about how to transition from a student to a professional musician, mind, body, and soul, Alexander technique. There's so many classes that kind of get sprinkled in through that day so that you're getting you're not just learning about your instrument and improving your instrumental skills, but also getting a more wide range of knowledge and skills when you're with us. As Emily kind of mentioned, there's a number of wonderful festivals that are going to speak tonight. And really, there's no bad option among the people who are talking tonight to attend. And so I just want to say from my end that it's a good time to think about where you or your child what you want to achieve this summer. Is it learning new music? Is it meeting a new faculty member? What kind of kids or what kind of fellow colleagues do you want to surround yourself with this summer? And if Ascent sounds like the right festival, we'd love to have you, but there's so many wonderful festivals here. So please keep everyone in mind. And I will just end quickly with a brief video that kind of shows a bit about us.
The Ascent International Cello and Chamber Festivals are truly special places for rising artists and the communities where the festivals are held.
Hello, my name is Alan Rafferty, and I'm the Artistic Director of the Ascent International Cello and Chamber Music Festivals.
We're so excited about the program and how much we've expanded here in the last couple of years. We are now holding 6 weeks of festivals on the campus of Western Reserve Academy in Hudson, Ohio. One of the foundations of the Ascent programs is our brilliant faculty. We have some of the finest professors from all over the world coming to Hudson, Ohio to work with the rising artists, these future stars of classical music. Each summer, over 60 cellists descend on Hudson, Ohio for a one-week cello festival. It's a festival all things cello featuring world-class faculty and rising artists from all over the world coming to eat, sleep, and drink cello. New in 2025, the Complete Cellist is a one-of-a-kind intensive with a holistic and lifelong approach to playing the cello. If you're looking for a deep dive to take your cello playing to the next level, whether it be body, mind, or soul, this is the place for you. New in 2025, we are so excited to add the Ascent International Viola Festival. This will run concurrently with the Cello Festival and will be a week all things viola. New in 2025 is the Adult Chamber Music Festival. This unique program invites string players and a limited number of pianists of all levels to enhance their skills in artistry. Participants will play, refine, and perform exceptional chamber music works under the guidance of our world-class faculty. Whether you're an aspiring musician or someone who enjoys great music, don't miss out on a life-changing summer.
Great. Thank you so much for listening. I'm looking forward to hearing from so many other festivals tonight.
Thanks, Peter. Up next, we have Brevard Music Center. Beth, it's all yours.
Great. Hello, everyone. My name is Beth. I'm in the mountains of Western North Carolina. There we go. That should work. Can you see that all right? Great. We are one of the longer program options. We offer high-level orchestral institutes that are 6 weeks long for high school through college and post-grad, ages 14 to 29. The hallmark of our program is that for college orchestra, you sit side by side with our faculty members. So one orchestra is students only for principal positions, and the other sits side by side with our faculty, and everyone rotates between those or our opera orchestra. And on the high school side, the string students will play 3 orchestra concerts in 6 weeks. as well as chamber music and lessons and all of that. And then high school wind, brass, and percussionists are in both the wind ensemble and symphony orchestra. So you're not placed in one or the other. You get experience in both of those, as well as percussion ensemble, low brass ensemble, things like that. Everyone participates in chamber music. High schoolers have theory and literature classes every week. It's kind of a taste of what it's like to be a music major in college. So your schedule is pretty independent. We don't reserve practice time for you. You find your practice time, you make your way to rehearsal, you go to your sectionals each week. You do have a weekly private lesson. There's guest artist master classes. All of the studio classes are mixed age, so all of our faculty teach all ages. So even flutist Amy Porter at University of Michigan, she teaches the high schoolers as well. There's faculty chamber music concerts at least once a week. There are 2 to 3, sometimes 4 orchestra concerts each week to participate in or to watch. Of course, residence life activities. And then we do mock auditions. We have guest auditions and excerpt classes, those kinds of things. This summer, we have 2 big teaching and performance residencies. So the Shanghai Quartet and Amani Winds. They'll be here, I think, 4 days each ensemble. And so they'll do teaching, performing, master classes during their residencies. So we're really excited about that. And then we're continuing this series from last year. We're having 4 living composers come to spend a week or a weekend with us and either premiere a work or do orchestra performances and chamber, work with our composition students, give seminars for everyone. So it's a great chance to get connected with new music. We also have a new music ensemble for our college students to perform new works by our composition students. Our faculty, it's unique. They come from all over. So we have about 60 to 80 faculty members, depending on the time of the summer. And they come from, there's David Jackson from University of Michigan, our concertmaster from the BBC Concert Orchestra, and then of course, lots of universities, Indiana University, Florida State, Cincinnati, the university, and also the orchestra. So if there's someone you're thinking about wanting to study with or that you want to learn more about their pedagogy, this is a great place to come and just rub shoulders with everyone. All students, staff, faculty, and guest artists live on our campus, eat in the dining hall, use the practice rooms and teaching studios, work on stage together. So it is a really, really special place. High school repertoire highlights include some Shostakovich. I think we did Symphony 9 last summer, so it's 10 this summer. Some Rachmaninoff, of course, good old Tchaikovsky 1812 Overture with cannons. So that's always fun and dangerous. Don't worry, it's great. And then on the college side, lots of Symphony No. 4s this year. I don't know why. That was not planned. But we've got Mahler, Bruckner, Brahms. Joan Tower will be here, and we'll be doing a couple of her pieces to be decided. Paul Neubauer will be here to perform the viola concerto. And we're just really excited. I'm a violist, so I always have to give them a shout out. And then here's a couple of our performance spaces. So that's our main auditorium where the orchestras perform. It seats 1,800 inside and then 2,000 on the lawn. And then our chamber music performance hall, as well as piano and voice and composition. It's a really beautiful space. Our faculty perform there, our guest artists perform there, and it's just really lovely on the lake as well. Here's a look at one of our practice rooms, one of our cabins. Everything is in the trees. We are located in the Pisgah National Forest next to the Bracken Mountain Preserve in the Blue Ridge Mountains. So everything is connected to nature. You are on a 180-acre campus just in the woods with lakes. And there's a lot of places here with trees and lakes. I encourage it. It's such a difference when you go somewhere and you're just surrounded by nature. It's a really great opportunity just to focus on your music. And of course, we have some, residence life activities as well, fire pits, hiking. There's over 250 waterfalls in this county alone, which is crazy. Our population's 8,000 and in the city, and the county itself has more waterfalls than people, it seems like. So it's really, really great. We always do rafting. And this is one of the one of the groups from our shorter programs, but we give you a lot of chances to pop out into nature as well. So keep us in mind. Again, we're one of the longer programs. We're located in Western North Carolina. Pretty high level, lots of repertoire, lots of activities, and lots of connections to be made. There's something here, they call it the Brevardness, and it's just the community and the atmosphere and everything that makes it so special and why we have students come back. I have someone who came back for her 8th summer last year. She came as a high school student and now as a college student and a post-grad student. I have people on staff who have come for 12 summers. I actually have someone with a Brevard Music Center tattoo. So I don't condone that or hand those out, but I'll give you a sticker if you'd like. So keep us in mind, and absolutely just go somewhere. You may wind up here at some point, but we just want you to apply and see what sticks. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Beth. Really appreciate it. Credo Festival is up next. Peter.
Hi, all these violists. This is great. I'm a violist, Peter Slowick. I teach at Oberlin Conservatory. I used to teach at Northwestern and Cleveland Institute and Eastman. And I am resident at Oberlin Conservatory, which is where Credo is in the summer. It's an intense 2-week chamber music program, 2-week program of chamber music and solo study designed for serious string players, ages 12 through 23. And it's such an honor and a joy to be here with all these other programs. It's fun to hear the way that we all overlap, and really lots of the same things could be said about each one of them. It's neat. I've taught or attended many of them, like a lot of us say, and there's really something special about each one of them. So I ask you to dig in. Really, on the websites is where you'll get a feel for what our programs are about. They all have great faculty. Credo has great faculty, and invite you to investigate our faculty. Lots of them have 2 private lessons a week, which is really great for string players. And Credo does also have 2 lessons a week. Lots of them have great large and small ensemble experiences. Credo does both. In our chamber, in our program, you get 5 chamber music coachings a week. So that's 10 coachings in the 2 weeks. That's kind of our distinctive, as we have daily coaching in chamber music. Many of them have amazing facilities. We saw the Brevard halls and practice rooms. It looks great. Credo is set at Oberlin Conservatory. Just so like the CIM program, you get to see one of the great conservatories of the world. Some of them are in amazing places, mountains and lakes and the woods. Credo is not. Credo is in a small town of Oberlin, which is very similar to Hudson, Ohio. So you can decide whether location is important to you or what's happening inside the building. What makes Credo different, or what I try to create at Credo, is an intentional focus on experiencing and giving joy with your music. And Credo is a place where intensity brings freedom, a place where you will find mentors and friends that will last a lifetime, and a place where you'll find fulfillment in developing your art and serving those less fortunate than you. Credo has placed a big emphasis on community service and giving the gift of music to people who are not so fortunate to hear concerts. So a lot of time, if you come to Credo, you will have a chance to play music for people who have never heard a classical concert before, and I think it's really a wonderful thing. It's a magical environment that has produced a lot of alumni over the 27 summers, and this summer we're focusing on chamber music and solo string performance. And I have a video from 2 summers ago, which was when we focused on orchestral performance. But really the thing is the spirit. And so I think that's what really is the essence. We're giving you a bunch of facts, but really dig down, talk to people, talk to alumni, talk to people at the program, and see how each one just feels different. So here's our student video from a couple years ago, and to give you a feel for what Credo is like.
There are so many festivals that can develop you as a musician, but Credo has a distinct and unique focus on the person.
There was a safe place to be me, to play music, to learn how to play music from expert teachers.
Credo has opened so many doors for me, both personally and professionally, and I truly don't think that I would be where I am in my career without having my experiences at Credo.
I find that a lot of playing can be clearer The faculty are also open and honest with their musical ideas and their personal ideas. What sets them apart from other faculty at other festivals is that they really are trying to get to know us.
I don't think at other camps I went to, I was able to walk and talk with my teachers and ask them questions about life.
They're willing to show you exactly what you can do to get to the level that you want to be. At a personal level, they will teach you one-on-one.
I love passing on the traditions that I've been taught in music that are important. What is it that you must communicate to the audience and how to do that?
The faculty at this festival, beyond being some of the most accomplished musicians in the country, are also some of the coolest people.
We get to share with students the little inside things that maybe you don't get in your university or conservatory.
Being in Symphony Center, performing here on Saturday is such an honor.
That is something special and is really something to be treasured.
Credo is so much fun because the community that you're able to create here.
The most special thing this week has probably been building relationships that are going to last a lifetime. I know basically everyone's name. We're going out and getting coffee together.
Any student coming to Credo will find a camaraderie that they will never forget.
I would definitely encourage people to apply to the Credo Festival. As soon as you get on campus, it's go time, and you're working toward that common goal of having a full performance ready by the end of the week. And to have this certain cohesion for working with each other for such a short period of time, it's mind-blowing and really exciting.
All right, so it's just invite you to look into Credo. It's super hard work, super high level, and lots of fun. Love to have you this summer.
Thanks so much, Peter. Appreciate it. Fulton Summer Music Academy. Amy, you're up next.
Thank you so much. What I was saying was that I am yet another violist. My name is Amy Hess. I am the violist, one of the violists with the Lyric Opera of Chicago, Grand Park Orchestra, and Fulton Chamber Players. And I'm also the director of student life at the Fulton Summer Music Academy. We are a 4-week program for strings and pianos located just west of Chicago in Elgin, Illinois. We're delighted and honored to be a part of Equity Arc's Common Application this year on the recommendation of the director of the Chicago Musical Pathways Initiative in Chicago after several years of having Pathways students attend our camp. So a big thank you to James Hall for the recommendation and for everyone at Equity Arc for welcoming us to the fold. FSMA is a bit unique. We're the flagship program of the nonprofit organization, the Fulton Music Society, whose mission is about transforming music education and performance by nurturing thoughtful, well-rounded students through dedicated music study. Our summer festival is an intensive program designed for students pre-college through pre-professional, and we emphasize not only serious study on their instruments, but also honing skills like discipline, self-motivation, attention to detail, and communication through musical study that apply no matter where students' careers take them. Our students range in age from 12 to 30, although some exceptions have been made in specific cases. It's a small student body. Last year, we only had 26 students, which means that we have a high faculty to student ratio. That way, all students get the opportunity to have a lot of contact with all faculty members, not just their private teacher. We attract a healthy number of international students from countries like Honduras, Taiwan, Mexico, Vietnam, as well as from all across the US, making for a rich cultural experience for the students. And the Fulton Music Society has committed to offering tuition assistance to all students. Last year, we offered over $100,000, and our goal is for that number to only increase. Our website goes into more detail about our curriculum, and you can also see all of our past year's schedules there, but I'll hit some of the highlights. Students get 2 lessons a week with their private teacher. Our morning practice hours are done with the help of Zoom. A faculty member is present at all times to answer any questions that come up during practicing. And for the last 10 minutes of each practice hour, everybody comes out of their practice breakout room to journal. Every day before dinner, we also gather as a whole group to talk about how our days went with practicing in classes. We bring in guest master clinicians for every instrument, and they've included violinists James Ennis, Augustin Heidelich, violist Steve Rajinski, cellist Vladimir Fung, and pianist Jeremy Denk. And we have several orchestra, chamber music, and community outreach concerts every summer. We also hold non-playing classes such as Alexander technique, oral skills, instrument history, and faculty panel discussions. Students get a chance to be audience members as well at our yearly field trip to hear the Chicago Symphony at Ravinia, as well as several faculty recitals. In addition to solo playing, ensembles are a significant part of our curriculum. Our orchestra is led by Ryan Tawney, the associate conductor of the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. Our pianists participate both in orchestra as well as in piano ensembles and guided accompanying, and all students are assigned a chamber music group. There are 3 optional programs that students can apply for. The Orchestral Institute meets 2 evenings a week and is for college sophomores and above who want to also focus on learning excerpts and learning more about the orchestral world. Oh, look, that's me. The Pedagogy Institute similarly is for college sophomores and above and focuses on principles of teaching and how to organize a professional studio. New this year is the option to apply as a conductor in addition to your primary instrument. This is open to any student who wants to split their time between studying their instrument and also conducting lessons. The Orchestral and Pedagogy Institutes are in addition to our core curriculum and incur an additional fee, but the conducting program does not, since it replaces part of your instrumental study. I hope this gives you a good idea about what the Fulton Summer Music Academy is all about. One important thing to know is that our application process includes a Zoom interview for all students, which will be scheduled after our priority deadline at the end of January. This is a great opportunity for us to get to know each student during the application process and for students and parents to ask any questions they have about our festival. So I hope you check out our website for more detailed information, and I hope to talk to you all later this evening as well. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Amy. Appreciate it. Next up is Green Mountain Chamber Music Festival.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Franz Jenixen, and I am the operations assistant for the Green Mountain Chamber Music Festival. A little bit about us. We are a chamber music program located in St. Michael's College in Colchester, Vermont, which is a very quick drive or bus ride to Burlington, Vermont, which is a beautiful local city by Lake Champlain. Our senior program admits about 200 students who play violin, viola, and cello, ages 14 to 28. And this program lasts for about 4 weeks from the end of June to the end of July. Here, students are housed in suite-style air-conditioned dorms, and during their time here at Green Mountain, they're placed in a string quartet or sometimes a quintet, which rehearses daily. And in addition, they get 6 private lessons, 6 chamber music coachings, 4 studio classes, and 4 hours of daily solo practice. In addition, there are many solo and chamber music performance opportunities offered to our students, both on campus and also off campus within the community. And also during the weekends, which are more offered for students as time off, we have many recreational trips that we offer to various locations in Vermont and also in upstate New York. In addition to chamber music performances, our students, each student group is offered the opportunity to be coached by our distinguished guest artists who are well-renowned chamber music performers. In this picture, we have Mark Holloway of the Pacifica Quartet, and he's coaching one of our fellowship quartets. Each summer, we invite several quartets to be guest artists for our students. In 2025, we had the Balladet Quartet and also the Pacifica Quartet, who worked with students individually in coaching groups, and also gave public master classes and faculty performances as well. And for 2026, we're excited to welcome back both the Ballardier Quartet and also the Verona Quartet. Here are some of our leadership. We have Professor Elizabeth Chang, who is the violin professor at UMass Amherst, who is our artistic director, and also Amanda Stenris, our general manager. Our Emerging Artist Series is our student concert series. For the first half of the festival, this is devoted strictly to solo performances. And during the latter half of the festival, this is devoted to chamber music performances by our students. And each student will have an opportunity to perform in an Emerging Artist Series. Here's some of our pictures of our solo emerging artists. And for community engagement, one of the ways in which we engage with our community is through quartet hops, where we partner with local businesses to create sort of like an arts walk, but with chamber music, with staggered chamber music performances throughout 2 Saturdays of the festival. And you can see some of the businesses we partner with, such as Homeport, Frog Hollow Art Gallery, Phoenix Books, and Muddy Waters Cafe and Hotel Vermont. Another way in which we engage with our community is through family concert series, where we ask our younger quartets to perform for children in spaces such as libraries and also chocolate shops. So these performances feature performances by our students and are followed by a sweet treat afterwards. And also quartet conversations, which are more a lecture book performance series. And last year we had a lecture performance focused strictly on Shostakovich and his many quartets. We also have our arts faculty series, which sees performances from our many distinguished faculty members. And here is a photo of them performing at the conclusion of their performance of Felix Mendelssohn's Octet. Thank you so much for your time. If you are interested in studying with us at Green Mountain, I've been a student there for many years, and I would love to hear from you if you're interested. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Greenwood Music Camp. We'll keep with the green theme here. You are up next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Becca Fisher. I'm the executive director of Greenwood, and also I direct the senior division of Greenwood. And we actually have 2 divisions at Greenwood, the junior camp, which is ages 10 through 13, and the senior camp, which is ages 13 or 14 until, it's basically a high school camp until 18 or 19. My colleague, Debbie Greenebaum, runs the junior camp. She couldn't be here tonight, but I have a video to show you just a little bit about the life and the sort of ethos of Greenwood. Greenwood's been around for 94 summers. This will be our 94th summer, so it's a really extraordinary place to be. I've been teaching on the faculty for 21 years and running the program for 4 years. So this just gives you a little window into the experience at Greenwood. So let me just share my screen here.
With your family, but away from home. There's something about working with a piece and other people so intimately for a whole week that when you start to perform and when you get up on that stage at the barn, there's something very, very special about playing with those people. And even if they're people that you haven't known or you hadn't known until maybe a week ago, maybe even a few days ago, I think there's something incredibly powerful about playing chamber music with them.
I'm Becca Fisher. I run the senior division of Greenwood Music Camp. I'm also the executive director. We spend 5 weeks getting to know each other on a beautiful campus in Western Massachusetts, playing chamber music, orchestra, choir, all the while making wonderful friendships that often last a lifetime.
Everybody at Greenwood sort of shares similar interests. Like, we all like music, we all play music really well, and we all love to talk about music. And there's all these other sorts of topics that go hand in hand with those that makes it really easy to connect with people at Greenwood.
Being at Greenwood for the first time, it feels very welcoming, and I don't feel like I'm super new here or not fitting in. Instead, it feels like the music started really quickly. I got to know people very quickly, and I'm just as much of a part of the camp as anybody else.
The senior division experience lasts for 5 weeks. Week 1, the campers arrive, get to know each other, get thrown into a chamber music group right away, and also orchestra and choir. Throughout the whole course of the summer, campers become closer as friends. They get to delve into more exciting musical projects, and throughout the entire summer, they really become extraordinary chamber musicians.
I think coming back to Greenwood as a faculty member it's felt like a lot of responsibility to try to instill the experience that I had as a camper onto this new generation. For every student at Greenwood, I want them to know that they have a role and that they have a responsibility to the community here. Everyone plays a role on that micro and macro level of the community, be it their chamber group, waiter duty, communal living spaces, and I think I want to make sure that every student knows they belong.
I really like being detached from technology at Greenwood because we still do get our phones 30 minutes every day, but having the space to also connect with my friends and connect with the music that we love is a really nourishing thing for, I think, the brain and also for everyone around us.
It's important to Greenwood that every camper enjoy their musical experience, but also enjoy experiences with friends, playing games, swimming in the pool, playing ping pong, even in the ping pong tournaments, capture the flag, all sorts of games. Greenwood concerts are epic and fun. Campers perform orchestra, they sing in the choir, but most of the concert is full of all the chamber music they've done each week.
Every Saturday, the privilege of getting to see what these campers have accomplished in the previous 6 days is just spectacular. As the orchestra director, I'm a little bit further away from their progress in their chamber groups. So to me, just about everything is a surprise on Saturday night, and it's always magic. I'm always astounded by what they've pulled off.
My favorite part about the concerts is how supportive everyone is after everyone performs, and getting to know how everyone plays is just really amazing and very uplifting.
When I was a Greenwood camper was when I really fell in love with music. And as a faculty member, the best thing about it is watching these campers have that experience of being able to really go all in on this repertoire and the experience of playing with each other. And I see our Greenwood campers falling in love with music just as I did as a camper. That's the best part about being a faculty member.
So week 5 is a celebration of all the hard work the campers have done. We have chamber music concerts, we have orchestra concerts, we have choir concerts, and by the end, we are really one large family.
Once you get on that stage in the barn, it's just like everything else washes away, and it's just those people that you're playing with. And it's so powerful, and I think it holds a very special place in my heart.
Anyway, thank you for watching the video. That's actually a video that some folks just put together, so you are all the first people to see it. So that gives you a little bit of a window into our program, and it's wonderful to share with all of you and learn more about your festivals as well. So if you have any questions about Greenwood, you can always message me, or we'll look forward to catching up in the breakout rooms later. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Beck. I appreciate it. Heifetz Institute, you're up next.
Great. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Mendonça, and I'm with the Heifetz International Music Institute. I'm the Accounts and Operations Manager, and I have with me, I'm a flutist, but I brought along with me a violinist and violist, Luther Warren, and he will join me in the breakout room later so that you can ask questions of him. So we are located in Stanton, Virginia. We are a 6-week program. We have a junior division and a senior division, like many other programs. And our senior division is the full 6 weeks. Our junior division is 2 3-week sessions. And we have students as young as 8 and as old as 30. But most of them are, concentrated kind of in most of the junior division students are sort of 10 to 14, and most of the senior division students are late teens, early 20s. And I have a video to show you, so I'm going to pull that up because it will say all the things that I might forget to say. But there's lots of information on our website, so I encourage you to check that out. And let's see, hopefully you can hear this.
The Heifetz Institute was founded 25 years ago with the mission of developing the creative and expressive potential of every young musician.
The listening and the understanding of how music really fits together makes it so a true virtuoso brings a sensitivity and a nimbleness and a creativity to the way they interact with music, which means they can play the solo virtuoso beautifully, they can play a string quartet so beautifully.
My time here in Stanton has been absolutely amazing. It's such a beautiful area, and it really puts you in a zone to learn and do your best.
The Heifetz Institute is really founded on 3 pillars. The first pillar being the outstanding faculty that we attract who come from some of the leading music schools and conservatories around the globe.
The amazing world-class faculty of the Institute drew me to apply. When I arrived, I was surrounded by incredible, mature, and passionate musicians.
Performance by itself is not necessarily complete. There's also the aspect of reaching out and connecting with your audience.
The second pillar is our communication and performance training. Our students are also learning about public speaking. They're learning about dramatic gestures and movement, improvisation. Even little things like how you look at an audience and how you bow, how you learn to speak before an audience, why you stand and you don't sit.
There's an element where they really need to question themselves about what is it that I am trying to communicate? Where does it reside inside myself? How do I connect with that? How do I explain that to people?
Giving a speech to our audience and really informing them of what we're playing or how we feel about the piece gives the audience an inside look of what we're thinking when we're performing.
And finally, our third pillar is that these aren't just theories, these are things that we put into practice. And that is where our intense festival of concerts comes into play, and where the audiences play such an incredible role in the development of our young students. We're adding a number of new innovations, including an even deeper focus on behavioral science, how students can learn about their own behaviors so that they'll be better at practicing, better at performing.
Though we all listen very hard while we're playing, every time a student is asked to perform, there is a dress rehearsal which is carefully audio taped and videotaped that allow us to really witness our playing in the same way that an audience witnesses that playing. Listening to yourself with that kind of intensity, no matter what, leads to you having a better understanding of what you're aiming to do in the concert that is coming up. Taking a great performance and making it even greater.
There's a wonderful line that one of our patients said to us. They talk about Heifetz students who arrive like stick figures and they leave like moving works of art.
I think now the Institute is in such a special place where it's continuing to grow, adding new programs. I think it's really just a magnificent gift to Stanton and to American music in general.
It's about the emotion and the expressivity, the personality that's inherent in every performer and in the music that they play.
So that's our video, and we're actually celebrating our 30th anniversary this year, so we're very excited about that. Students live on Mary Baldwin University campus in Stanton, and if you have any questions, our email address is admissions@heifetzinstitute.org. Luther, did you want to say anything really quick?
I'll just jump in to just introduce myself. I'm Luther. I act as Director of Junior Division Chamber Music at Heifetz, and thanks so much, Sarah, for sharing about our program, and just to say that I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have over chat or in the breakout rooms later. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you both. Let's go to Interlochen Arts Camp.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Sharing my screen here. My name is Sarah Jane Van Dree, and I am the Associate Director of Admission at Interlochen Arts Camp. I'm excited to talk with you tonight. I'm going to start us off with a quick video that highlights our final performance of camp called Les Preludes that our high school 6-week orchestra and wind students play in, as well as features our dancers. So here we go.
Thank you for being a part of Interlochen. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's celebrate the beauty of this special place. Go Interlochen.
So some fast facts about Interlochen. We have been open since 1928, and we offer not just music, but also 7 arts areas for students ages 8 to 18. And we are located in northern Michigan, between 2 beautiful inland lakes and amongst the stately pines. We are truly a global campus. Campers come from 42 countries and territories and 52 U.S. states and territories. Throughout the summer, we host over 170 student performances, which is amazing. And another thing we're proud of is that 80% of students who apply for assistance receive financial aid or merit scholarship. Our faculty come from over 100 colleges, universities, and conservatories to serve on our summer faculty. And probably most importantly, we believe that at Interlochen, you will find your people, your lifelong friends, other artists and musicians who are just as passionate about their art as you are. Our junior division programs, so these are students who are in grades 3 through 6. We have 2 3-week programs, 2 2-week programs. And for most of those programs, they don't require an audition, but you'll see our advanced strings and our advanced piano programs are 4 weeks in length, and those do require an audition. For our intermediate division, students grades 6 to 8, we have 2 different 3-week sessions. Our orchestra and wind program, harp, piano, organ, voice, and guitar are hosted in both sessions, along with some contemporary offerings. And then our advanced strings program, so one of our chamber programs, is a full 6 weeks. For high school students, these are students who are in grades 9 through 12. We have our 1-week intensives. So these intensives are very individual based. So these are, you're focusing on your instrument in master classes and clinics and techniques and working very closely with faculty in a fast-paced and, as in the name, intensive experience. Then we have our 6-week programs, our orchestra and wind ensemble, which is our flagship program, our advanced string quartet program, which is a more intensive chamber offering in addition to orchestra, our harp and our composition program. And then we also have 3-week programs in organ, piano, and voice and opera, and then again, our contemporary offerings. A typical day at camp. So this is a sample of what a high school orchestra student schedule might look like. As you can see, waking up early with breakfast. In the morning, you'll have an orchestra rehearsal, and your classes might include sectionals, any musician artistry, or time for practice. then a break for lunch, and then followed by your afternoon classes, which includes studio classes, chamber music, and then your weekly private lesson or time for practice, and then another orchestra rehearsal in the afternoon. And in the evenings, you have dinner and then a lot of time for recreation and performances. Of important note is that students who are in the 6-week high school orchestra and wind program, they will learn new repertoire each week and perform in a concert every weekend. So 6 total concerts, 6 weeks of learning new repertoire, and in most cases, we're working with a different conductor each week. And in addition to some really amazing artistic instruction, we also love quintessential camp activities and camp life. We take our fun seriously too. We have a lot of outdoor activities. As I mentioned, we are between 2 lakes, and as you can see in my background, this is one of our beautiful lakes on campus. So swimming, tennis, archery, stilt walking, and campfires with s'mores, all of those things happen, as well as some really amazing camp traditions. In the video, we saw lay preludes, but also there are a lot of other things that happen every summer on campus. So depending on when you're here, you might get experience some of that Interlochen fun. Another picture of the lake and some of the activities that go on. So apply by January 15th. That is our priority deadline. I put some QR codes up so you can scan those. The program guide will give you the weeks and divisions for what your age group is and what arts area and program you're interested in. And then also a QR code to our view book. So if you want to look through pictures and have some more details, this was, I know, just a little quick insight into Interlochen and all that there is to offer. And again, if there are any questions, please feel free to email me, and I hope to maybe speak with some of you after all of these presentations. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Sarah. Appreciate it. We will hear now from Summer at San Francisco Conservatory of Music, or Summer at SFCM. Laura, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Reynolds. I'm the Associate Director for Summer Programs at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. We call it Summer at SFCM, and we have a short range of 6 camps that are instrument specific, so more of an intensive based on your instrument. The 2 I'd like to highlight for you today are the Harp Immersive and the Percussion Academy. These are both residential camps. The Harp Immersive and the Percussion Academy are both 18 and under. You would travel to our campus, which is right in downtown San Francisco. The dorm is literally 3 blocks from the classrooms. We have a team of RAs that facilitate travel between each building. And these are small, close-knit camps with a maximum of 20 students in each and a pretty high ratio of faculty. I'm sorry to rush, but I have to go to an orchestra rehearsal now. So if you have any questions or want more information about any of our Summer at SFCM programs, Mark will share the one sheet, and you can find us at sfcm.edu/summer. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks so much, Laura. And you'll be able to find out more about those programs through our Common App as well. You can find them all on our website if you look at the partner profile for SFCM. Now going to turn to Kinhaven. Annie, it's all yours.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to share my screen quickly. All right, wonderful. Hi, my name's Annie. I was a student at Kinhaven and now am the admin coordinator. We are located in Weston, Vermont, which is in southern Vermont. We are a chamber music focused program, though we do have daily orchestral instruction. We really pride ourselves on developing our students through music. And we have a very tight-knitted community here that's really steeped in some really fun traditions. We are immersed in nature. We are a device-free camp, which I love. It takes some getting used to, but we are device-free, and I think you'll love it as well. And surrounded on a beautiful 31-acre campus, and really pride ourselves on really pushing you to be high-level musicians, while also giving you the space to play softball with your faculty and swim in the pond, walk into town, go on fun field trips, and all things like that. So our first session that I'll talk about is our senior session. This is a 6-week program. There are about 90 to 95 students, and we have about 40 to 45 staff and faculty here, so it's almost a 1-to-2 ratio. You'll have weekly private lessons, studio classes, sectionals, and daily chamber music coachings. Your chamber music groups will rotate almost weekly, and you'll have new coaches for that, new friends in your group, and new guest conductors every week. Everything here is rotational. You could be our concertmaster one week, and then in the back of the seconds the next week. So you really learn how to fully play everywhere in an orchestra. I myself, I'm not a violist. I know there's a lot of violists today. I live with a violist, but I'm a flute player. So I got to learn how to play flute, piccolo, and then sit out and listen to my colleagues the next. We have a really robust composition program where we had, I believe, close to 14 world premieres this summer, which was wonderful. Every student participates in chorus. You can participate in chamber chorus if you like. We often bring guests for master classes, and we've started doing many more community performances. So you'll see in this picture, our students are opening for the Vermont Symphony in Grafton, which is a really fun concert to be at. Our junior session is kind of an abbreviated version of our senior session, more for our 4th grade to 8th grade students. Our senior session is more for high school. This is a 2-week program. You are daily in full orchestra in your chamber groups. Again, you're getting weekly private instruction and studio classes. And one thing I think is really special for this age group, weekly concerts that every student play in, which I sometimes don't think that you get as much performance experience with these shorter programs, and we really pack so much into that. You're completely surrounded by nature all of the time here. One of our favorite activities is hill sitting, which is very simple. You sit on the hill and enjoy nature. I still talk to friends that I met here, to faculty who are my mentors and who are now my colleagues. And I think that you will get so many performance opportunities, but also you get to experience summer camp, being a kid, and just having a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to potentially seeing some of you in breakout rooms, and please feel free to reach out to us. And kind of parroting anything everyone has said, if you don't pick us, I hope you pick someone. Summer programs were really important in my development as a musician, and I think it's a really great way to grow as a musician and to meet so many new friends and have wonderful experiences. That's it.
Annie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yes, I'll echo that. So many great programs. Pick one or more than one if you can swing it, but definitely choose one. Next, we'll hear from Lutheran Summer Music.
Got it. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to get my slideshow going here as well. I am from Lutheran Summer Music Academy and Festival, and I'm just thrilled to show you our program here today. I'm going to get my screen sharing going. So our program, we have one cohesive program for high school students. It is a 4-week music intensive dedicated to both classical and sacred music, and really all instrument areas: brass, woodwinds, strings, harp, percussion, voice, piano, organ, all the above. And you'll work with faculty from colleges and conservatories around the country. It's really kind of a conservatory feel because it does take place on a college campus. Here's a snapshot of really the core experience, which I think is pretty well-rounded on your primary instrument. Symphony orchestra and concert band are our large ensembles for instrumentalists. Chamber music, private lessons, studio master classes. Our symphony orchestra and concert band play a lot of standard major works. Our recent rep is Tchaikovsky, Sibelius, Strauss. And one highlight of LSM is the diversity of optional musical experiences. Electives like conducting, composition, jazz are really popular. One student performs a concerto every summer with our symphony orchestra. Last year's winner, we're so thrilled, was an applicant through the Equity Arc application. You also, if you wish, can play secondary instruments in lessons or ensembles, including voice, piano, organ. Speaking of organ as Lutheran summer music, the Lutheran part of that is that we have offerings in the sacred music areas as well. We do a Bach cantata every summer. You can take an intro to pipe organ class if you want to. There's a lot of good stuff there. Of course, this all culminates in festival performances, but you'll be an attendee at recitals from our professional faculty through the month, and then have your own solo chamber and festival concerts at the end of the month as well. As much as I love all the musical offerings of LSM, my favorite part really is the community that forms in the 4 weeks that we have together. We have a really diverse array of musical perspectives in our community. You're surrounded, of course, by professional musicians. Many of our faculty teach or have studied at the nation's top conservatories, Juilliard, Oberlin, Eastman, Cleveland, and many teach at public universities and music schools, as well as private colleges through the country. And our students come to LSM really also with a array of musical pursuits as well. Many are seeking performance careers. Many are performing and pursuing conservatory auditions coming up. Many are interested in music education or conducting or church music. But really, of course, what binds us all together is we all love music. There's just such a goofiness and joy in our community. And this really extends in all of our daily life together. It gets to be kind of a zany month as we dig in musically, but also have a really lovely summer together. We're also really proud of our 40 years of alumni who are professional musicians around the globe. Speaking of the community experience, so as I mentioned, Lutheran Summer Music LSM does take place on a college campus. Our 2026 program will be hosted at St. Olaf College, which is in Minnesota. It's a very easy, breezy shuttle bus ride from the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport, just about half an hour. It's also a beautiful campus. People say it looks like a castle or like Hogwarts. But of course, most importantly, we have access to really great music facilities there. There are a lot of specialized practice rooms, excellent performance halls, 3 different music buildings that our students will use. And the amenities on campus are really nice too. The dorms that our students will stay in were just renovated. St. Olaf has been voted like best food of any college in the Midwest, like many times over, just saying. Nice food is not a bad thing. And we also have access to a lot of the recreational spaces on campus too for daily recreation that our student life staff will offer for students. We like to decompress so that we can be energized for our music making. And we'll also host an off-campus trip. Okay, last but not least, I want to just highlight this practical information again. 4-week program, Lutheran Summer Music LSM, high school aged program at St. Olaf in Minnesota, well-rounded program. And last but not least, our all-inclusive cost without any financial aid is listed here, $2,945. That's food, housing, instructional, all of those things. And of course, we also offer merit and need-based scholarships on top of that. Your financial needs will absolutely be met to come to LSM. So I tried to get this all in here, but thank you all so much. Please list LSM in your Common App. We'd love to welcome you this summer. Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much, Marilyn. Appreciate it very much. We'll turn next to Emily Brown, who we heard from earlier at Luzerne Music Center. Go ahead, Emily.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm back here. Sorry if you are just tuning in, or as a reminder, I'm Emily. I'm the VP of Operations here at Luzerne Music Center. LMC is a small overnight camp up in the Adirondacks in New York. So we're about 3 hours north of New York City, about an hour north of Albany, and we run an orchestral and piano program. We have 2 or 4 week session options for middle school students and a 4-week session for high school age students. So a brief overview of our daily life for our campers. We say that our musical day at camp runs from about 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So in the morning, every student will either have a lesson, chamber music, or practice time. Every student is in a chamber music group and has daily chamber music coaching with our faculty members. So there's a lot of improvement made very quickly in those groups. In addition to chamber music, every student is also in our orchestra or our piano group class in the afternoon. The orchestra performs every week, so there's lots of repertoire being performed at a very high level being performed quickly. And additionally, we have an elective program in our afternoon, which is our large group classes. Those might be like music theory, music leadership class, a performance class. And then we also offer individual composition, conducting lessons, jazz lessons, lots of other kind of supplemental options. Students have at least one performance opportunity every week that they're at camp, with optional solo performance opportunities, and we have a concerto competition for both our younger and older sessions. And we are a smaller program, so we typically have about 70 students at a time, and we normally work with somewhere around 170 students throughout the summer. So that means we have a pretty low student to faculty ratio, so you have lots of personal attention, you form pretty close relationships with those faculty members. Our faculty also perform a concert every week, so you also get to see your teachers perform with their own chamber groups as well. In addition to our full-time faculty, we also invite various guest artists from around the country to perform for and teach our students. The kind of origination of our program was with members of the Philadelphia Orchestra when they come to the Saratoga Performing Arts Center in Saratoga Springs, New York, and we still have a very close relationship with them. So our senior session highlights a 2-week-long residency with musicians from the Philadelphia Orchestra. We want our students to have a balance of having the intensive music festival program as well as traditional summer camp aspects. So we have lots of campfires, games, arts and crafts, and we have a private beachfront as well that gives campers a place to swim, kayak, canoe, and paddleboard. We also take off-camp trips on Mondays, so we typically go whitewater rafting with our students. We go to a local amusement park, a high ropes course, and more. We try to take advantage of being, up in the woods and a beautiful environment. We are also a device-free program, and so our reasoning for that is that we believe that our students form a deeper connection both with each other and also with their musical studies when they can kind of put away their phones and really focus on being in their environment and making the most of that. I also just want to highlight our facilities. So we are really fortunate to have gotten a few new cabins a few years ago. They're really lovely. We have both single gender cabins and gender inclusive housing options, and they house up to 8 campers. They have bathrooms in the cabin for privacy and air conditioning for those warm, sunny days. And we have also redone our practice and teaching spaces, more than doubling our rehearsal and practice spaces for our students just this year. So we're very excited about those. Like I mentioned, we run 2 4-week sessions throughout the summer. So our junior session is for middle school age students, and we have both a 2-week and 4-week options for that. Our senior session is a 4-week program designed for high school age campers. The dates for those are up on this slide, along with a QR code to our website for more information. Our applications are open until March 15th, but we do have a priority early application window that is open until January 1st, so we encourage you to apply before then. I also just quickly wanted to introduce Sarah, who is our new camp manager and will be our primary point of contact with all camper families. She's an alumni and has spent the past several summers with us on our leadership team, and we're so thrilled to have her join our year-round team. Her email is also up on the slide here.
Hi, everyone. I can't wait to chat further in the breakout rooms. Like others have shared, no matter what program you pick, it will be a great experience for your musical growth. And we're so excited to partner with Equity Arc on their Common application.
Great.
Thanks so much, Emily and Sarah. Excuse me. Sarah, welcome. Good to have you here. We'll turn now to Meadowmount School of Music.
All right, so my name is Emily Heckel. I'm the Director of Admissions and Artistic Administration at Meadowmount. I love that we just heard from Luzerne, which is in the Adirondacks of New York, and Meadowmount is also in the Adirondacks of New York. If you're trying to get your bearings, it's pretty close to Lake Champlain, which is in New York and Vermont, and then it's about 3 hours south of Montreal, Canada, and then about 4.5 hours north of New York City. So I'm just delighted to be here and talking about Meadowmount and some of the special things that make it a unique program. One of the things that I've learned and I've seen from students and that they've shared with me is that what makes Meadowmount special is it's a 7-week program. It's one of the longer programs, and it's really about giving musicians, young musicians, the time and space to focus on their goals, their priorities for themselves. The program really is about personal growth, self-discovery, and achieving your goals for that summer, perhaps. Some students may be focused on building up repertoire for competition or for audition to a conservatory or working on specific skills. It's really individual practice focused, but there's also a core part of the program is chamber music. So when you're thinking about these programs, this is one, it's not going to be a full orchestra program. It's going to be more individual based, individual development, and then work with a small chamber ensemble. So I'm going to go to our kind of quick facts here. So as I said, it's 7-week, it's a longer program, and it is just for string players, so violin, violists, and cellists, bassists. We have a wide range of ages from 10 to 30. Like I said, students are coming with particular goals in mind. So a 10-year-old, a younger student may have different goals for their summer than the older student. We're a pretty large group, about almost 200 students, and have a really wonderful faculty. I already described where we are. So a little bit just about our dorms and residences. These are all kind of like a dorm-like setting. They have single rooms, mostly single rooms. There's a few double rooms. So in the application, you get the opportunity to share what if you would like to be in a double room. And there's a rooming credit actually that comes, so you get a fee knocked off of your room and board if you do choose to be in a double room. Then we have one main hall that's on the top right corner, and that's really for all the dining and group activities. And then all students can live on campus, except for those who are under the age of 13. There'll be some options for them to live off campus. And I'm going to keep speeding through. So this is kind of a typical day. You'll notice there's a large chunk devoted to individual practice, and there'll be some breaks in there. And then the afternoon can be fairly unstructured, but this is also when there'll be chamber rehearsals and technique classes and individual private lessons, and then some downtime and opportunity for field trips. And then in the evening, that's when there'll be some concerts and evening activities. This is just a list of our fantastic faculty. And the kind of run of things that you could expect to work on your artistry and musicianship. So there's private lessons, studio classes, master classes. There's a fun chamber music playoff that's adjudicated. NPRs from the top will come and do auditions. And then there's lots of concerts, plenty of performance opportunities, and each week our concerts are live streamed on the Violin channel, giving a really broad exposure. Lots of alums that we're really proud of, and we're really grateful for their support. Just incredible people that we get to see as guest artists too. This is just an example of, you can read this a little bit about Jesse Montgomery, who spent 5 summers at Meadowmount back in the 90s. Of course, like every camp, we like to have, the balance of being able to have some free time, being able to enjoy the outdoors, taking hikes, just having your own downtime and discovering the beauty of this more bucolic setting. And lots of opportunities. There is a tuition for this program, but please do not let that dismay you. There are scholarships, there's financial aid, there's work study programs. It's all in the application, it's all on our website. Please take the time to look through these because there's lots of ways to help with the financial burden. A little bit, another experience from a more recent alum. Jan, who has been at Meadowmount for 3 years. And lastly, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for your patience. Our deadline is in January. Please visit our website. Please ask me questions. That is my favorite part of this job, is to work with students and their parents. And I'll look forward to talking with you in the breakout. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Emily. Wonderful to have you here. I'd like to turn it now to Music Academy of the West, a new program for us starting this year.
Hi, thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nate Bachkeeper. I'm the Chief Artistic Officer for the Music Academy of the West. I know you're looking at lots of great programs through the Equity Arc Common App, but I hope you'll consider applying for our new program, our new high school intensive, which runs from June 14th through the 25th here in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. This is essentially a condensed version of our fellowship program. So it includes orchestral performance, chamber music, strings, woodwinds, brass, percussion, as well as pianists and conductors. But a heads up, we don't have a harp program for our high school musicians, though we do have one for our fellowship institute, our older musicians. Santa Barbara is another beautiful place on the opposite side of the country from upstate New York and the Adirondacks, but steps from the Pacific Ocean. The campus is really a beautiful place with fantastic amenities and facilities, and plenty of opportunities to explore Santa Barbara and hit the beach between rehearsals. And it's really a welcoming community. It's a safe, walkable place with you can really feel at home among your colleagues here. So the Music Academy of the West, if you're not familiar, was founded in 1947. And Lotte Lehmann, Arnold Schoenberg, Darius Milhaud, and lots of other incredible musicians came to this gorgeous place to learn from each other, and that's a lot of what we do here. It's an 8-week program, but the high school intensive is the first 2 weeks of that program, so there will be 105 musicians participating this coming summer. And we really are part of one of the premier classical music festivals that happens this summer with hundreds of performances and events and master classes, and really lots of different types of activity. So it is, like I said, a condensed version of our Fellowship Institute, but really tailored for the high school, 14 to 18 musicians, with things like college readiness workshops, studio classes, master classes, private lessons, and chamber music and orchestral public performances. This is just a representation, not all, but just a representation of some of our teaching artists, many of whom are not only teaching in the high school intensive, but remain with us and teach our fellows later in the summer. So this is a quick overview, so because I know we have lots of programs to get through, but my colleague Tiffany DeVries, our Dean of Student Services, will be available to answer any questions after this. In terms of the program this summer, it's really an exciting opportunity to work with some of those great teaching artists. Miguel Harth Bedoya will be conducting our high school intensive orchestra. We will have Vladimir Fung here. The Takash Quartet will be giving performances. A number of great artists. So lots of opportunity to both participate in and engage with great music. It is a residential opportunity, so our students in the high school intensive will be housed in the Westmont College campus, which is just 5-minute drive. We provide transportation between the campuses each day, but you'll spend your time here on our Miraflores campus in Montecito, right by Butterfly Beach. And like many of our other programs that you've heard about this evening, I think it's the community that you build, the connections that you make with other fellow musicians and the faculty that really will be the things that you'll take and remember and will serve you for your years to come. So as you're considering programs, please check out the website for more information and talk to us in the breakout room if you have any more questions. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Nate. Appreciate it. We'll turn now to National Orchestra Institute and Festival.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Holland. I am the Artistic Programming Coordinator for Music with the National Orchestral Institute, and I'm going to take some time to give you an overview, some key dates, and a couple highlights for this coming summer's festival. Hello. So just real quick, if you weren't aware, the National Orchestral Institute and Festival, or NOI, is located at the University of Maryland College Park. That's about 10 minutes north of Washington, D.C., and maybe 40 minutes south of Baltimore. So if you ever feel the need, we're not quite in a scenic area, but the cities are really wonderful to get into, lots of culture there, and a lot of different orchestras that you can go see if an NSO and the BSO are both in session. This is a 4-week orchestral intensive. Basically, as soon as you step foot on campus, you get about a day, maybe a little less, to get yourself acquainted with our facilities, our practice rooms, and concert halls before you're jumping right into rehearsals. There's a performance that Saturday night. We like to get people off and running because we know our faculty and our conductors are just as excited to start working with you as the rest of our admin staff are. So NOI brings in a different conductor every single week to perform unique and diverse repertoire. For instance, last year we had Via Kwong with us. We've had Gabriela Ortiz with us to perform and debut new works. Carlos Simon has also come in, and a host of other people to go with the classics like Brahms, Beethoven, and Mahler. This coming season, we have 8 main stage concerts, including performances at Carnegie Hall that I'll talk about here pretty soon. But we will also be performing at the Washington National Cathedral and our main concert hall at the University of Maryland, which is located at the Clary Smith Performing Arts Center. And if you think that's a long name, believe me, it is. I work there. And kind of rounding out your week with all those rehearsals and performances that you're doing, we bring in a lot of world-class faculty to teach master classes and run sectionals with you. Our faculty come from places like Rice, Eastman, Curtis, as well as symphonies such as the Philadelphia Orchestra, New York Phil, Chicago, LA, all over the place. So you're in for a lot of work, but it's all incredibly rewarding. Some key dates for you all to keep in mind. Our applications opened on our own website on October 31st, but they close on February 3rd. 5 p.m. looks like kind of an odd time, but don't get me wrong, I like answering everybody's questions, but midnight is a little late to answer people's questions. Believe me, after a full day of work, that cannot come fast enough. Our festival will begin on May 27th. It's the Wednesday after Memorial Day, and the festival will end June 28th. That's a Sunday. It's the day after your final performance. So jumping back onto what I mentioned before, so we were graciously invited to perform next summer at Carnegie Hall with Maestra Alsop as part of her Perspectives series. We will be going and performing works by Bernstein, as well as a new commission by Kevin Putz and Gabriela Ortiz's Antropolis. It's going to be a really, really fun trip. I'm excited to be able to bring all of our fellows to give them that kind of opportunity. But a couple other highlights for us, we'll be performing the Roman trilogy of Pines, Fountains, and Roman Festivals with Maestro Valentina Pileggi, Shostakovich 10 with Maestro Daniel Heggie, and we are excited to welcome David Allen Miller, John Morris Russell back to the festival to conduct and resume our conductorless orchestras, which please feel free to ask me about that in our breakout room. Thank you so much for listening. I know that we've had a lot of folks up here talking. I encourage you to go anywhere next summer. It would be a great decision, one of the best decisions of your life. If you want to learn more about NOI, that's the URL to our website, and I am happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, Jack. Appreciate it. Sounds like a great summer. We'll turn now to the Summer Orchestra Institute at the New England Conservatory of Music.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Jenna Driscoll, and I am our Summer Programs Manager at NEC, and I'm also joined tonight by our Artistic Director of SOI, Giuliano Anicetto, and we're super excited to be telling you a little bit about SOI. So just a quick overview of our department, which SOI is a part of our expanded ed program at NEC, which covers the prep school, our adult education program, and all of our summer programs as a whole. And we serve hundreds and thousands of students between 3 months to all ages of adult students. This is just a quick outline of all of our summer offerings. Equity Arc works with us for our Summer Orchestra Institute, but we offer a number of other programs for jazz students, chamber music, vocal, early music, and more. This summer for SOI, the program is offered in two-week sessions, 4 weeks collectively. The first is June 28th through the 11th of July, and then the second session is July 12th through the 25th. Students are welcome to participate in one session or the other, or they can be a part of all 4 weeks of the program. The program is geared toward intermediate to advanced students between the ages of 13 to 18, and it's geared towards strings, brass, winds, and percussion students. And I'm going to turn it over to Giuliano if you want to talk a little bit about the conductors for this year.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to join you and to talk a little bit about our SOI after hearing so great things about all the programs and all the options that we have in this consort. So I'm Giuliano Anicetto. I serve as Artistic Director for the Summer Orchestra Institute. I also serve as Director of Orchestras for the Expanded Education and the Preparatory School at NEC. I'm Ravinia Festival Assistant Conductor for the Chicago Symphony Residency, and I'm conducting faculty at the New England Conservatory. And I'm truly excited about joining in this position and crafting a good experience for our students. We are really focusing on providing orchestral training with some great faculty that we have in the Boston region. Boston, as you know, is a fantastic city, so full of culture, knowledge, and traditionally a very cultural area of the country. So we are also very happy to invite 2 guest conductors, Jessica Altariba, assistant conductor of the Utah Symphony, and she also works with the Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles, Yola, and Alessandra Rieti, which is the conductor of the Night of the Proms, music director of the Olympia Symphony. And our goal is to provide the best experience as possible for these students and get them as close as possible for their future. So we are focusing on orchestral training, but also providing audition training, mock auditions, concert experience in the beautiful Jordan Hall, and really focusing on developing all the potential that we have alongside connecting excellence and fun. And that's what we are aiming for the next year at SOI, alongside with many other things that Jenna is going to discuss further. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Giuliano. So just a little bit more of an overview about a summer at NEC. So legacy and innovation. The New England Conservatory is one of the oldest conservatories in the country, founded in 1867, one of the oldest independent conservatories. And in the EE department, our offerings are constantly growing. Talked a little bit about that in one of our earlier slides about our summer programs. And Boston being one of the music hubs of the world, great opportunity for students to meet faculty here, to get an idea of colleges and things like that in the area. There are a lot of times where students will pair college or university tours with coming to Boston for things like this. Our state-of-the-art facilities include our new residence hall, And also students will have a number of opportunities to perform in NEC's Jordan Hall. And throughout the whole program, students will have the opportunity to work with some really stellar faculty, Giuliano included, but also faculty hailing from NEC on the college side, the Juilliard School, Berkeley, MIT, the Hart School of Music, Jazz at Lincoln Center, and a number of other institutes and performing groups. And I just wanted to walk folks through sort of a day in the life at SOI. So obviously we're going to start with breakfast in the Student Life and Performance Center, which is also where our dorms are. That would be followed by individual practice time, which is also typically when students will do their private lessons. Students will have the chance to do a few private lessons with their instruments instructor. So that would take place in that early morning block. Followed by that is sectionals by instrument. And something we started to offer this past year was sort of these large chamber ensembles, brass ensemble, woodwind, percussion, string chamber orchestras. So students will work with their individual instruments, but also have a chance to work in a larger section of their instrument family. That would be followed by lunch in the SLPC, and then students would go to their full orchestra rehearsal. The later portion of the afternoon will be filled with seminars, things like master classes, typical traditional class styles. And a few examples included things like performance anxiety this past year and a class on the Stanislavski method. Both of those were by a member from the college faculty. Students would follow that with dinner and then faculty concerts in the evening and conclude with resident life activities from our RA team in the evening. So as far as program resources go, students, the QR code here will take you to our summer homepage if students want to learn a little bit more about the faculty for each program, additional outlines of daily schedules, application registration requirements, added tuition details, and more information from there. And for our program deadlines, our application is going to be opening November 15th, and our priority deadline will be January 16th, and decisions we're aiming to have them released in mid-February to applicants. And if you have any questions, you guys are welcome to ask in the breakout rooms or to reach out to our team at the email here. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Jenna and Juliana. Really appreciate you being here. I'm going to turn it now to New England Music Camp.
Hi, everybody. So honored to be here tonight with Equity Arc and all these esteemed programs. Really, really wonderful choices for everyone. I'm excited to invite you to be part of something really, truly special this summer. This is our 90th session at New England Music Camp. 90 years we've been doing this, so we kind of have it figured out. My name is Marion Powell, and I am the recruitment coordinator along with a voice faculty member for over 30 years. So I like to still go to summer camp too. Just a few things about our program. I know you've got a lot of information to soak in tonight, but NEMC offers a perfect balance between a really, really rigorous music program, recreation, and social activities. Every single day, you will have the advantage of all three of those aspects of your day. So our core curriculum, the bread and butter for our 90 years, is open to ages 12 to 18, and it runs through 3 two-week program sessions. That's different for us this year. We're adding 2-week options for everyone because sometimes 4 and 6 weeks is a little bit long. You're welcome to join us for 2, 4, or 6 weeks, but you can also just do the 2 weeks so you can take advantage of some of these other programs. Campers will enjoy side-by-side rehearsals every day in large ensembles. We have bands, choruses, orchestras, and jazz ensembles. You'll have 2 lessons a week. We have weekly concerts in our historic Bowl in the Pines, our outdoor amphitheater, which is just extraordinary, beautiful. As well as you'll have tailored electives that will be more specific to your instrument or to your music level. And we welcome all instruments from traditional band and orchestra settings, along with voice, piano, and guitar. So in addition to our core curriculum, each session we're going to offer unique concentrations for those looking for a deep dive into very specific areas. So the first session, June 28th to July 12th will feature a prelude concentration, which is like our mini core camp for ages 9 and 10 for our younger and newer musicians. It's a great first sleepaway experience. That's a 2-week session. The second 2-week session is going to have a focus for chamber music, and that will be for advanced high school students, strings, winds, and piano. This is really deeply immersive, audition-based, small group, and that will focus on the art of chamber music playing and performing. And the third session is for the voice students. We'll welcome both classical and musical theater singers. This is auditioned. These programs are designed for students who are planning to pursue a career in voice in college and beyond. And throughout the 3 sessions, we have a composition concentration. I am going to invite you to scour our website for all kinds of details. But in the meantime, we'll listen to a little bit of our promotional video here.
The camp is not an ordinary camp. Far from it. Beauty is here. Fun is here. Friendships are here. Belonging is here. And music is here.
Each year, New England Music Camp shapes the lives of over 300 young musicians from across the country and the world. NEMC was founded by my great-grandfather, Paul Wiggin, in 1937. For 4 generations, our family has led an exceptional team of faculty and staff to provide a supportive and inspiring environment for students who are passionate about music. For decades, this magical place has fostered an enriching family environment, cultivating not only our campers as musicians, but nurturing the whole person, supporting the physical, emotional, and social well-being of our talented students.
There is a fullness to life here with structured activities within a thriving community. During the summer months, NEMC offers 6 weeks of programming to middle and high school students with 2, 4, and 6-week options. NEMC offers performance opportunities in orchestra, band, choir, and jazz, with intensive programming in composition, chamber music, musical theater, classical voice, guitar, and piano. Campers start their days with a meal together in the lodge before heading to their morning activities.
NEMC does not only provide a place to grow as a musician, it also provides a place to grow as a person. My first year at NEMC was 2019 when I was 11, and it was my first full year in the country because I moved from Venezuela and I did not know English that fluently. So I was very, very nervous to come to NEMC, especially with the language barriers. This place, I felt like I belonged, even if I couldn't get my words across 100% as I wanted to. I felt that this place really just gave me my voice back. It made me just like feel heard. You just need to like come and like you'll see that it's like magical.
NEMC offers an array of
So sorry. I hope that you will join us in the breakout rooms. I'm looking forward to answering your questions. And again, I invite you to dive deep into all of these programs over the coming months. Looking forward to welcome you to Maine for our 90th session.
Thanks so much, Marion, and congratulations on 90 years. We will turn it now to Sewanee Summer Music Festival.
Hi, my name is Hillary Herndon. I am the director of the Sewanee Summer Music Festival. I'm also a violist, so we're joining the club with all the viola directors here. So it's a pleasure to be here and talk with you guys. Sewanee we are celebrating our 69th season this summer. We are located in the mountain college town of Sewanee, Tennessee. We combine a comprehensive musical experience with a real focus on wellness. So we have weekly lessons, there's orchestra, chamber music, master classes, special topics. We have about 200 students and 50 faculty from universities and professional orchestras around the country. And we have a life coach on staff. We have yoga, meditation, hikes with the faculty, outreach concerts. It's quite comprehensive. I wanted to share, we have 4 programs here. the instrumental performance is our 4-week program that's orchestral based. We have our composition program for 4 weeks. Opera Fest is a 3-week opera program. And then new this year, we have a pre-college experience for pre-college students specifically for 2 weeks. For some reason it's not changing page. Okay, so to give you some highlights of our orchestral program for 2026, we have 2 full orchestras. So here are some of the pieces that we'll be playing this summer. It's quite exciting. We have a bunch of different great conductors. We're doing Tchaikovsky's 4, Prokofiev 5, Strauss Death and Transfiguration. Our big finale of the season is Beethoven 9. We've got Holst the Planets, lots of really wonderful things, and including a world premiere piece by Jorge Barriego, our composition faculty. We have a chamber intensive. This is part of the 4-week program. You must apply by the February 15th deadline to be considered for this. This group of students, select group, you get to list on your application your dream works you would like to study, and we make an effort to pair you with a like group that you can play that one of those works. You will be do readings with faculty. You get to have guided listening in the Ralston Listening Library. That's the image in the top of this picture. It is widely considered to be one of the best publicly available listening rooms in the world. Those speakers are incredible, and they have quite the collection of classical music, so it's great to go in there. And we have featured concert for the intensive participants. We have lots of concerto opportunities. So there are 2 really cool, unique things we have. First of all, every single finalist in our concerto competition gets to perform their concerto with orchestra. So that's up to 12 people, depending on how long the movement is. Maybe even more if there's a short movement. And then we have a concerto lab. This summer we're featuring 6 instruments. So it's all of the string instruments plus bassoon and marimba. If you come and you are prepared as a violinist to play the Bruch Violin Concerto, you will get to stand up and play the Bruch Violin Concerto first movement with the orchestra. So this is, and the faculty are there, they give you feedback, and then you get the chance to do it again. So it's a real lab opportunity for you to get the experience playing. Most of the students who did this had never had the opportunity to play with orchestra before as a soloist, and they learned so much about it. We have a composition program that runs those same 4 weeks. Every student has a work get to be read by our symphony orchestra. Students will perform your chamber music pieces. There's master classes, private lessons, listening sessions, seminar, and we have this year a composition competition. The winner will have their piece performed in our finale concert at the last day of the festival. Pre-college experience. This is our new program. We are starting with vocal students, so in choral studies and strings. What's really exciting, we have a partnership with Kaplan Test Prep for the summer. So all the students participating in this will get daily training for preparing for SAT or ACT to help them do better with their applications to college. And they will still get to play in the orchestra, so they'll get to play Tchaikovsky 1812 and Holst the Planets. The vocalists will sing in Beethoven 9 and the Schubert Mass and D. So here's just some beautiful pictures. We are in a really wonderful place. Our faculty are so involved with the students. We have several that go on weekly hikes. There's a meet up with a faculty member at 7 a.m. and we're going for a hike out before rehearsal. The waterfall there, we go down there. That's a whole bunch of, it's cold water, but we all went swimming in the waterfall, quite the experience, the meditation. It's a lovely place to be. So apply by February 15th. The QR code will bring you to our website where you can learn more. The February 15th deadline is for our priority consideration. That's where we have a scholarship match program where if you get a scholarship from your, let's say like from your church or from a different program, we will guarantee that match as long as you apply by February 15th. That's when our best scholarship offers go out. You have to be eligible for the concerto competition and chamber music intensive. You need to apply by February 15th. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting some of you in the breakout room.
Thanks so much, Hillary. Really appreciate it. We'll turn now to VIA Academy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Corbin Castro, and I am the co-artistic director of Virtual Inclusion Artists, also known as VIA Academy. I'm so happy to be here with all of you and to be the last presenter. So VIA Academy is a free high school summer music chamber program. It's also very selective. So we only take 18 students, and that with those 18 students, we form a brass quintet, a woodwind quintet, and 2 string quartets. And so instrumentations for that will be violins, violas, cellos, flutes, oboes, clarinet, bassoons, trumpet, horn, tenor trombone, and a tuba. So because of the size of our program, it is a very one-on-one, at the most ratio teacher to student will be 2 students to 1 teacher. And we use that to our advantage in our curriculum. So a lot of what we do with our students is mentorship based. So we have specific time set aside in our program so that we can get to know each one of our students and understand their goals and where they see themselves moving career-wise within classical music. So before I get a little bit more into our curriculum, I just want to say that our program is a 2-week program, so it's a short program. The first week is online, virtual. The second week is in person in Miami Beach, Florida. And that takes place on the New World campus in Miami Beach, which has 2 main sites. One of them being the Frank Gehry designed New World Center, which is the home of the New World Symphony, and then also their housing, which is about a 10-minute walk away from that center I just spoke about. And for anyone that doesn't know, the New World Symphony is a training orchestra in Miami Beach, founded by Michael Tilson Thomas, who was a longtime conductor of the San Francisco Symphony, and the New World Symphony is a place for the top graduates from music conservatories around the country to go to. And we are very fortunate at VIA Academy to use their campus for our program. I just want to highlight that for both weeks, tuition is covered, and that for that second in-person week, we cover round-trip airfare, food, and housing. And then quickly about our curriculum. So we have our traditional nuts and bolts, I like to call it, part of our curriculum, which includes lessons, master classes, studio classes, chamber coachings. And then we also have a more holistic part of our curriculum as well, which is very much tailored to each student and given from multiple perspectives. But in general, those topics covered are entrepreneurial skills, body mapping, mental performance strategies, career path identification, community building, and college planning. So all those things, and we explore those in a very intimate setting between teachers and students so that there's a lot of time to get to know the student and understand how they might want to proceed with any of these topics that they're exploring over these 2 weeks. Quickly before I finish, I just want to let you know that our faculty come from many different facets of the music industry: St. Louis Symphony, Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, Louisville Symphony, North Carolina Symphony, Montpellier Orchestra in the south of France, and Army's Pershing's own premier band in Washington, D.C., in addition to some folks that are on faculty at colleges around the country. So we have a lot of different perspectives on faculty at our program, and I invite you to visit viamusicacademy.org to see more of that information or talk to me in the breakout room. Thank you so much, and I'll hand it back to you, Mark.
Corbin, thank you so much. A place of honor to be right at the end.